Morning, everybody. Dan, how we doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks, John. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Good.
Let's talk about momentum in sales and marketing as well. We've talked in generalities around the typical up and down that salespeople go through, and we sell lots, and then we sort of live off of it. So mentally sometimes, and sometimes in a literal sense of just the joy of the event, and then we go down and we've got to build up again and how to balance that. But a lot of it's about that momentum side of things. Like you talk about, when's the best time to make cold calls? After a huge win, because you're up, you don't care as much when you're told no, those kinds of things. But can you talk about the momentum side and some of the things that people can do to try and keep that going, as opposed to go through severe peaks and valleys?
Going through times that where things feel like they're not going your way or when the tide is against you, if
Yeah.
you can persevere through that, that's really what separates most successful people from those who are not.
Yeah.
So I think we're okay with the up and down in business as long as we're moving up, right? We don't like the up and
Yes.
down as long as we stay flat.
Yes.
So an example might be if you were going to climb a mountain, only two things happen when you climb a mountain. Either you get to the top or you come back to the ground one way or another.
Yep.
Right? I mean, nobody goes to climb a mountain and then hangs out on the mountain for the next 40 years. Right? So what keeps us going up that mountain? Because here's the thing, as you're going up to the top, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to have times
Yes.
where you have to actually go down before you can go back up, or you have to rest a little bit. But what
Yes.
keeps us going? And ultimately that's our goal. That's our vision of what we want. That's the thing we focus on, as we talked about a couple times ago. And so when you're really looking at how to persevere through the ups and downs, you got to know where your goal is and say, you know what, no matter what happens, that's where I'm going. No matter what
Yeah.
happens, that's my sales volume. No matter what happens, this is the way where I'm going with my life. And then expect the arrows and the trees and everything to come at you to kind of block things, but you'll find a way through it. But you got to have that goal.
Yeah, and I think that's a great example, especially in the sales side, because we tend to be a little haphazard with that.
Mm.
Sometimes we set them, sometimes we work hard to stay on track, sometimes we have our monthly and quarterly reviews on them, sometimes we I've had all those times. I mean, I've gone into years and just gone, let's just see how it goes. And it's not that conscious level, but that's ultimately what played out, rather than having distinct goals, working towards them to help take away some of that fluctuation. So terrific point. Good stuff.
Cool. Thanks.
You bet. See you again tomorrow.
All right. Take care.